Hey, what's up everyone? This is Trading Coach this side, and in today's video we are going to discuss about the Wyckoff trading method. So this is a part of the video in the Wyckoff trading method video series, and in this particular video we are going to talk about the distribution phase. Alright, so distribution phase is actually the point, or it's actually a concept, or it's actually a point on the chart, where the big players are going to exit from the stock or they're going to exit from the asset. And unfortunately, on the same time, you can see small traders and investors will be buying those particular asset, or they will be buying those particular stock. All right, so it's like, the stocks or the assets will be changing the hands from big players to the small traders. All right. So if you can understand the distribution phase, you can capture the big downtrend. You can capture the sell-off which is going to happen in the market. Okay, so we will talk more about this particular concept throughout this specific video. So it's a very interesting concept, so make sure to watch the video till the end. And if you are new to my channel, I recommend you to hit on the subscribe button, tap on the notification icon. In case if you like to know more about me, more about my trading style, I recommend you to visit my website, that is www.tradingcoach.co.in. Alright, so being said that, let us get into the concept. Alright, so right now I'm looking at GBP INR 1 day time frame. This is a currency chart. So right now if you look at the price action over here, we can see a nice sell-off in the particular currency prices, right? So if you look at the price action over here, you can see that the prices are actually falling down all the way from 102 to all the way till somewhere around 95. So the precursor of this particular sell-off is the distribution phase. All right. So right now in this particular chart, we can see a wonderful distribution phase which has actually taken on this specific point. All right. So we will look at this distribution phase over here. We will do our Wyckoffian analysis. So let us look at the overall context of the price action and let us try to understand the distribution phase over here. Let's do it. So first of all, you can see a nice uptrend or a marker phase exactly over here. So in this particular point, the currency prices rallied all the way from 92 till all the way till somewhere around 105. There is a nice rally over here. You can clearly see this. I have marked out this particular uptrend or marker phase over here. Right after this particular marker phase, we can see a nice selling pressure in the currency prices, right? So we can see that the market has formed a kind of an upper limit. It has formed a nice resistance level over here. And every time the prices just went and tested this specific resistance level, we can see a nice sell-off, all right? So every time the prices tested this specific resistance level, quickly there is a sell-off in the currency prices, which indicates a nice selling pressure in the currency. It's a nice selling pressure which indicates, the big players, or most likely all these traders who have taken position in the previous marker phase, right? They're actually changing their positions into the hands of uninformed traders, all right? They're actually distributing their holdings into the hands of weak retail traders and, small investors and small traders, etc. So within this particular resistance, we can also see a nice upthrust, all right? So Wyckoff called this as upthrust because this is the point where where the market usually traps all these uninformed buyers. Okay, so the people who buy the stock or who buy this particular currency pair thinking that there is a genuine breakout, thinking that the prices are going to go up, they're all trapped in the price action over here. And as I pointed out before, all the big players have liquidated their positions. They are trying to liquidate their positions and they're trying to change their holdings into the hands of weak traders. All right. And Wyckoff called this as upthrust. This is an indication of trapped traders. I would say trapped uninformed traders. All right. The fourth stage of this particular distribution phase is where everything gets a little interesting. So here we are going to see a nice breakout from the support level. So we have a support level over here. You can see a nice support over here. And what happens is, the prices usually breaks through the support. Alright, you will see a nice breakout. And we can call it as the break of the ceiling. Alright, so the support is more like a ceiling. This is where, the market kept on stagnating. It didn't allow the prices to fall any further. But once you see a nice close below this particular ceiling, you can see that the prices continue to tumble, right? The market fell like anything. So at this particular point, all the big players or all these big institutional traders might have completely liquidated their positions into the hands of uninformed retail traders, all right? So this is the most important stage as per Richard Wyckoff. So out of all these 4 stages, breakout is where the confirmation of distribution phase comes in. So once we see the breakout, we can clearly understand that the prices are going to fall even further. So how do you trade this particular distribution phase? So this whole thing is actually a nice example of Wyckoff's distribution phase. But how do you take positions on this? Well, typically as per Richard Wyckoff, there are 2 different points where you could have taken the position. So the first point is you could have taken a trade right after this upthrust. So you have a nice upthrust over here, right? And when the prices just reverted back, in this particular upthrust, you could have taken the position and you could have kept your stop loss somewhere over here. And the second spot is you could have taken a position right after this retest. So whenever the prices are retesting the same resistance level, whenever the prices are trying to show some indication of selling pressure, we can use it as a confirmation to take a trade, all right? And of course, as per Richard Wyckoff, once you get into the specific distribution phase, you should follow the hands of smart money traders. So as per the hands of smart money traders, you are supposed to hold the position. You're not supposed to liquidate your positions anywhere. You should wait for a decent breakout to the downside. Once you see a nice breakout, you can keep holding the positions and you can exit once you get some decent risk reward. Maybe after 1:3 or 1:4 risk reward on each trade. So all in all, this is a nice example of a distribution phase. All right, so we can see a nice distribution phase over here. This is a classic example. And if you have taken a trade based on this, you could have captured a nice momentum to the downside. And of course, you could have made some decent profits. Okay, so far so good. So now what we can do is, we can look at something more simple. So the currency prices were a little cluttered for us. So let us look at some examples in this Divi's Laboratories 2-hour time frame. So if you look at the stock prices right now, here also we can see something like a distribution phase which is actually going on over here. Alright, so let me do my Wyckoff analysis over here. Alright, so here's a quick Wyckoff analysis I just did on this particular stock over here. So first of all, as you can see, we can see a nice uptrend in the stock prices. This is a markup phase, temporary markup phase. And right after that, the prices stopped going any further upside. It formed a kind of upper limit. It created a nice resistance. And if you look at the price action, you can see that right at the resistance, we can see multiple times the prices tested the resistance and we kept on seeing consistent selling pressure, right? And not only that, the third point is we have a nice upthrust, right? We have 2 different upthrusts over here. So the first upthrust is exactly over here and the second upthrust is exactly over here. So the moment you saw the upthrust, this is where you can confirm that the big traders or the so-called the big sharks or big institutions, they have already liquidated their positions and they are transferring the shares into the hands of weak traders. All right. So now slowly weak traders are trying to accumulate the stock, whereas these big players and these big institutions are liquidating their positions. And right after that, you can see a nice fall and the prices broke out from this particular support zone. So the support zone was actually holding the prices so far, but once there is a break from the ceiling or break of the ceiling, the prices have continued to tumble. All right. So if you look at the overall measurement over here, we can see that the prices have actually fallen down a lot over here. Already, if I really look at the price action, I can see that right after the breakout, within just a couple of days after the breakout, we can see a nice sell-off, like somewhere around 5% fall in the stock prices. Okay. Again, this is a nice example of a distribution phase. So this distribution phase is something that has taken place on the lower time frame, the lower time frame of 2-hour chart. All right. So that's how this whole concept usually works. So if you're a trader who want to take advantage of these type of price action moves, what you could have done is you could have went out right after the upthrust. All right. So the moment you saw the upthrust, maybe you could have used that particular setup to take positions, or you could have taken position right after the breakout as well. Right. Cool. And here is the most important thing. So in case if you like to know more about this particular distribution phase, if you want to incorporate more techniques like these into your trading strategies, I have already written an article on this, a nice article on my website. I will leave the link of that article on the description below. So you can just check out the description box. You can click on the link and you can try to study the article. Alright, it has a lot of interesting insights. You will find it very helpful. And at the same time, of course, whenever you're trading setups like this, make sure you follow a proper risk management. Alright. Okay, let us quickly recap what we have covered so far in this particular video. So we spoke about another Wyckoff trading method, the so-called distribution phase. So distribution phase is a phase where the big players are going to exit the stock or an asset, and this is the same point where the small traders and investors will be locked into their position. That is the same point where the small traders will try to accumulate the stock or accumulate the asset. All right. If you can identify the distribution phase properly, you can capture a nice sell-off or the downtrend. All right. So right after the distribution phase, it's not necessary that the market has to go into a downtrend. Sometimes it will just give a big fall and then quickly the prices can reverse. But either way, you can capture a nice sell-off to the downside. All right. So hope you like this particular video. So if you have any doubts or any questions, leave it in the comment section below. I will try to go through it and I will try to answer it. And at the same time, if you like this video, kindly click on the like button. It's a big motivation for me to create more videos just like these. And last but not least, thanks a lot for watching and happy trading.